"Step off the deck, ma'am, and keep your hands where we can see them," barked the officer, his voice sharp and commanding as two United States Coast Guard servicemen stood with weapons raised, the sun glinting off their vests and sidearms. She sat cross-legged at the bow of the small vessel, her wrists zip-tied in front of her, posture composed, expression unreadable. She wore a plain olive-green tactical shirt, damp from the sea, and practical cargo pants tucked into old, worn boots. Her dark hair was pulled back in a low braid, strands fluttering with the ocean breeze. There were no tags, no flag on the boat, no insignia on her uniform, nothing to identify her. That's what made the Coast Guardsman nervous. The younger one stepped forward. "You're in restricted waters, ma'am. This craft is unregistered. That means you're either lost or lying." Still, she said nothing. The silence stretched. It wasn't defiance, it was control. When they'd intercepted her boat 10 minutes earlier, she hadn't run. She didn't flinch or reach for a weapon. She simply stood up, raised her hands, and complied. It was too calm, too precise. She offered no story, no attitude, just a plastic ID card with a number. When they scanned it on their terminal, it glitched, then froze. The officer cursed and tried again manually. Still nothing. Then, without warning, the screen blinked and displayed a red alert. Access restricted, Level 6 security clearance required, and underneath, in stark white letters, name Lena Hawke, United States Special Operations Command, Tactical Group 9, Commander. Everything shifted. The sea was still. The air between them felt heavier. The younger serviceman glanced up, his face pale now. "Sir, she's Black Ops. This ID is real." The lead officer lowered his firearm by degrees. "We need verification." The woman finally spoke. "You already have it. Check the GPS chip embedded in the card. You're standing in the middle of a shadow perimeter. You weren't supposed to see this boat, let alone board it." Her voice was smooth, detached, but not hostile. She wasn't rattled. She wasn't posturing. She was stating facts. The servicemen exchanged looks. The one holding the ID ran a scan again, this time not for data, but for clearance verification. Within seconds, the screen changed again, authorized eyes only, do not pursue. Report incident to Joint Task Force Delta immediately. The senior officer swallowed hard. "Commander Hawke, we apologize. You gave no signal, no designation. This looked like a smuggler's vessel." She met his gaze. "Because it was supposed to. This is a ghost operation, covert maritime insertion, long-range surveillance gear in the hull. Compromised now, thanks to this little detour." The younger serviceman reached forward and quickly sliced the plastic ties off her wrists. "We're sorry, ma'am. We didn't realize." She rubbed her wrists without emotion and stood with perfect control. "I need encrypted radio access and your commanding officer's name for the debrief chain. My mission will have to be rerouted. You'll need to log your interference immediately." There was no malice in her tone, just expectation. She didn't need to yell, she didn't need to threaten, her presence was enough. Neither man spoke for a beat. Then the older one nodded, gestured toward the radio console on their cutter. "Yes, Commander, right away." She moved past them, calm and silent, and keyed into the encrypted frequency using her own codes. They didn't ask questions, they didn't try to understand. They just listened. The message was brief. "Asset Hawk reporting breach. Vessel compromised by patrol interference. Requesting reroute for secondary insertion. Awaiting orders." Minutes later, a voice responded. "Acknowledged, Commander. Extraction en route. Coordinates locked." A black dot appeared on the radar, fast, silent. Approaching low over the water. A helicopter, unmarked, split the sky with surgical speed. Within moments it hovered over the boat, and a cable dropped down. Commander Lena Hawke clipped herself in and turned to the stunned officers. "Thank you for the unintended assist. Next time, follow your tech." And just like that, she vanished into the sky, disappearing over the horizon like smoke over calm water. Back at the Coast Guard station, the two men tried to pull her record. Everything was redacted. There were no photos, no background. Only a confirmation code tied to the Department of Defense and a long string of zeroed-out files. No trace, No explanation, just a note at the bottom of the screen, "Do not inquire further." Still, the story spread like wildfire. Two servicemen boarded a boat they thought was a smuggler's and ended up zip-tying a United States Special Forces commander on deep-sea black deployment. Some called it a myth, others believed every word, and the ones who saw it firsthand never questioned a quiet operator again. Because real power isn't loud, it doesn't announce itself, it just sits still until it moves. So never judge someone by how quiet they are. Some of the world's deadliest warriors operate without noise, without badges, and without warning. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story gave you chills, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.